We had discussed briefly prior to your break the idea of the second coming, and discussed that this second coming, so to speak, would not occur through a single individual, though it may be expressed by single individuals, but would be the expression of that energy, the Christ energy within each individual. Now, allowing an expression in a more full way. Allow us to, shall we say, define just a little bit more the idea of how this would present itself, and at the same time maintain complete and utter simplicity. For it really boils down to three overall ideas, which again have many branches and many, shall we say, offshoots. But basically, three ideas will embody the Christ within you, will allow you to know if you are acting from that particular aspect or center of your being. Number one will be unconditional love itself. For the Christ energy that we are discussing with you now is unconditionally loving, as it is a direct reflection of what you call God, of all that is. And all that is the embodiment energy, so to speak, colloquially speaking, of unconditional love itself. So expressing that in your physical reality through what you consider to be your personalities takes the form of being willing to express unconditionality, unconditional love. No conditions. I will love you, period. I may not particularly like what you are doing, but I will love you. I will understand you have the right and reason. I may not choose to interact with you, but I will not forsake you for who you choose to be. Simply establish an alignment. I agree, I do not agree, and have it be all right either way. That is unconditional love. Again, this need not mean you condone a reality you do not prefer. But not condoning something simply takes the form of not acting that way, not embodying it. The utter condonement, so to speak, is being that way yourself, giving them, all right, a dose of their own medicine, is being that same idea, matching the thing you say you don't prefer and acting that way. So your willingness to acknowledge and then simply choose the actions that correspond to your preference is unconditional love in action, in effect. Number two is excitement itself. For the expression of your fullness and totality is the expression of your excitement, of your passion, of what moves you, of what brings you joy and allows you to feel as though you are expressing yourself utterly according to preference. And so therefore, unconditionally loving, excitement, and the third, shall we say, idea is integrity, which links very strongly to the first idea of unconditional love. For integrity is the complete willingness to acknowledge the integration of all things, the integrity, the integral connection and interwovenness of all creation. It is all within you. Even the ideas you say you don't prefer must be within you, or you would have no ability to perceive and see them. Since you are choosing point of view and focus, you still get to look at ideas that are within you, which are no longer representative of who you are. But this is a gift. This is sight. This is expansiveness. Being able to see things that were, shall we say, expressed from you and now simply are being viewed, allowed to be expressed by others. integral, all one thing. All is one is all. This is integrity. Therefore, if you are willing to express unconditional love, if you are willing to determine and act upon your excitement and express the actions of your life with integrity, that is all there is to it. You are expressing what you call the Christ within you by simply, shall we say, using that triadic template. That's all there is to it. Now again, you can add many details, but you will find it to all boil down to these three ideas. That encompasses it all. That is what your Jesus, the Christ, was embodying, was showing to your society. Look, this is possible. You can do this. I am not saying it is the only way. I am saying it is one way. There have been many misinterpretations of this, but none of them direct transcriptions from the mouth of Jesus himself, who would be, colloquially speaking, perhaps a joke, rolling in his grave, were he to see many of the ways that his ideas are being, shall we say, misinterpreted, to actually mean the exact opposite of his clear intention, which was simply to walk his talk, express his unconditional love, which took the form of appreciation, which took the form of willingness to forgive, even what was considered by the society to be the most despicable of characters. That is the removing of the condition and demonstrating in no uncertain terms that this is possible and that the individuals respond to this. When individuals are not invalidated, they respond. They look, they turn within, they use it as a mirror. They see if someone else is willing to validate me at all costs, I may just be willing and able to validate myself. Living through example. Living by the embodiment of the ideas you say you prefer, with unconditional love, excitement, which adds some spice and makes it a little bit more fun, and integrity, which is a recognition, not a moral standard, a simple recognition. As you say, sometimes it can be summed up simply by your terminology: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That statement is the recognition of integration of all things. Let that sink in for a while. In any given moment that you are expressing this, you are expressing the Christ. You are picking up the ball and running with it. You are being applauded by what you call the angels, and what you would perceive to be a singular expression of the Christ, Him, herself. But that is only one expression. You are each and every one of you another eye of all that is. Eyes of creation itself. A facet, a point of view. Distinct, complete, and absolutely, utterly worth it and deserving of your unconditional love, of your excitement, and of your integrity.